now, the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one. And that's how we get the podcast, the podcast, the podcast. The Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
So we started something
A week ago.
Yeah, a week ago, where now we have these randomly generated podcast themes. And so every week it's a little bit different. So we never know what to expect. So when we hit it, we're just as surprised as the people listening or watching the podcast.
So nobody had just heard that little intro there?
No.
That thing was sweet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to hear it.
I loved it, though.
You did?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bop. It
Yeah.
was. And the bad thing is I can't play it again because if I do, I'm going to ruin it because we'll hear what next week's might be. It's just going to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we really created a real
This is a monster,
a
honestly.
little game.
What is
Insider.
it? Is it like one of them AI things?
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay.
So we just oh man, I want to get your thoughts on this. First of all, Uncle Kracker is here.
Hey, it's everyone's favorite
Uncle Kracker?
uncle.
Thanks for having me in here.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah, no, it's an AI thing. I remember the day Bubba called me one day. He's like, dude.
Well, we have to go back to the jingle singer because that's where really the whole thing started. We have a guy that worked with us for decades, and his name was Matt, and he would do our
Still
jingles.
is Matt. Actually, his name still is Matt.
Well, we don't know. He might have
didn't
changed
change
it.
it.
He
I
might
don't
have
think he
changed it.
changed
But
it.
anyway, Matt was our jingle singer.
Is that your real name?
It is.
Okay.
Matthew.
So he got very busy,
in the Bible.
which is good. It is.
Crackers in the Bible.
Actually, it's a whole book.
You're a book of gospel.
But
People take crackers.
So he got busy,
Uncle Wafer.
and then
Take him all.
I think in Genesis, Uncle is in there too. When they did the whole lineage thing.
It is. It was like a hoo-hoo and a hee-hee thing. It was
Yeah, he begat somebody. Remember that? Anyway, Bo, what you were saying?
no, I'm fine. I'm like, you know what? This train has already jumped the tracks. We're all
Hey,
over
we
the
had a guy
place.
named Bat. He did jingles, and he didn't do them anymore. And then we're like, hey, what do we do now? Oh, thanks, AI. And so now we do it.
Well, where'd Matt go?
He got very successful, and now he does TV commercials and production for all that stuff. So good for him.
Yeah,
And then we started
Good
looking
for
for other. We
him.
started looking for other people, and it was just
We're so happy for your success.
Way to go. Now we have to use robots. Great.
Or people that are imprisoned in foreign countries and being made to sing this stuff. I don't know.
Carson has this theory that AI actually is not a computer, that it could possibly be Uyghur slavery in China.
It's like Squid Game. I just feel like they have people locked in a room that are like, look, either you sing this or we kill you. That's it, man. You got two choices.
So they're like, the Big D and Bubba
They're
podcast.
crying while they're doing it. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's. I don't know.
It's hard to hear, man.
So I grew up in South Louisiana. Mardi Gras is a huge thing. Mardi Gras beads. I'm sure you've experienced the whole, show
I'm
me your
sure
stuff.
you've
Here's some
you've
beads.
run it.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So they.
I've
did-
never showed anything for beads.
Me either.
They started doing that. Guys started doing
Yeah.
that.
Really?
Yeah.
It became a thing.
That's it. I think it's a thing all
Yeah,
over the
and-
place.
and
Even
it's like-
movies, like all of a
you know-
sudden there's a wiener in them now.
I
Like,
know.
They didn't have
It's like-
wieners
I
when
know.
we were
They
younger.
they tell you at the beginning, like, hey, this had violence and occasional cigarette use. I'm like, but you don't tell us about the wiener.
Right, the big, just in your face.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
Oh look, it's 3D. So
Stupid
anyway, there was
3D.
this documentary I watched about they were showing these people in factories in China making Mardi Gras beads, the little plastic beads, and they were telling them that it was jewelry. This is fine jewelry that goes to around the world, and your work is so, your artisan craftsmanship is so valued. And then they show, then they go,
Guy's wiener.
then they go and they show people in New Orleans, catching the beads, throwing them on the ground, stepping on them, peeing
throwing
on them,
up
all
on
this.
them. Some guy threw up beads.
And then they videoed all that, and then they let the people who made the beads
they did?
see
Oh, no.
what happened. They're like, you've been lied to.
Oh, I don't like that story.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
kinda
a
wish
true thing.
I
And
like,
so they
I
were,
like the bliss, and they don't know, and they just keep doing.
they're so
and-
proud of their
They
work.
thought they were working for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get cheap.
They were probably
merch and-
doing work for Louis as
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
The bliss.
I just want them to live and happy. I just want everyone to be happy, man.
Did anybody say anything? Like with the looks on their faces, were they just like,
cried?
wow?
They were so shattered and heartbroken. They literally cried.
Devastated.
I mean,
But
because
all
think about
along-
it, they've been lied to. It's like if we wake up one day and we find out we're living in the Matrix. We're going to be like,
Wait a minute, we're not?
Oh, we're on
know.
a sim. Don't even kid yourself.
But the whole time when you're like just pouring or making like plastic little balls.
Yeah, how do
they
you not
thought-
know this is just a plastic
because
ball?
they were told. You know how people are. People are
dumb.
Yeah, but
People paid hundreds of dollars for Beanie Babies.
people are
like,
dumb.
yeah, that's it. You don't know. I've paid stupid money for T-shirts. What I'm gonna tell somebody who made it? They're like, that cost $4. Well, I don't know. It was worth it to me because it was a misprint from 1994. I'll pay $600 for it. Like, we're all dumb.
By the way, I do love your Hank Williams Jr. shirt.
Thank
that
you.
you're wearing, Uncle Kracker.
I think I just had it stuffed.
Is that a old like vintage thing, or is that new print, or do you know?
Well,
The only reason I ask because Carson's into vintage stuff.
it looks like it would be something from like 1978.
Do you have
probably.
a tag in it?
No, but it's a new. It's like a new
It's new
record he just
stock.
put out
Okay.
like last year. So it's
oh,
like
so
a,
it's
Oh,
new
okay.
swag
Yeah.
from made
they
to look.
made it to look
Yes.
old. I
Vintage
just bought,
inspired.
like,
I
yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, they got you.
They got
They
me
got
good.
you.
They got you. That hook is deep. It's in your lungs. Yeah. So she collects and resells vintage, mainly
Shirts.
artist clothing, like country and rock.
Yeah, country and rock shirts. Yeah, that's what I just make up.
And so like
One
I just
shirt,
love it.
One shirt I paid $800 for.
Oh, tell
Down on
me.
like one of them like on Melrose shirts.
Yep.
But it was Jim Croce from like I'd never even seen a Jim Croce any type of merchandise.
I
out
don't
of him.
think did
Yeah, I
he
haven't
sell?
either.
Did he sell merch?
I think he had like a
He
fake
doesn't- I mean,
mustache.
I mean, this would have been.
No.
He had the jam.
Dude, that thing that was
But
a
I'll tell
caterpillar.
you,
Yeah.
no, because those shirts, because T-shirts really didn't become a thing. There were some in the late 70s, but they really picked up speed in the 80s. But those shirts were promoters that made them, and that's why there's so few of them. So, like, for you to get a Jim Croce, worth every penny of $800.
Really?
It didn't
Yes.
even fit.
No.
There's nothing that fits. I just had to have that shirt. And
Yeah.
What'd you do? Would you sit in it's just in a closet or something?
you know what? So I gave the shirt to Kid Rock, just like, here, man, I got this for you.
He
'cause
can
it
wear,
ain't
he can
fitting
wear
me.
anything.
Yeah, it don't matter. But I never saw him wear it one time.
Aw.
I just watched him in Joe Dirt the other day. I was like, oh, I forgot he was in this.
You should call him and ask him what happened to that shirt.
That's where
You
he
should
goes, dude,
send him-
I spent
send him a text, hey.
$800 on this.
Hey, did you ever get that thing where you know it was $800? Did you know that? So I do love his. I guess it's his. I don't know, I see it online, and
I think it's
I think it's his. What are we talking about the
What are
same
y'all
thing?
even talking about?
I'm talking about the Tesla truck that looks like the Dukes of Hazzard.
that's his.
Oh, he does have it.
Yeah, he had it wrapped,
wrapped?
like
Wrapped.
the Dukes of Hazzard. Yep.
Okay.
Sweet looking. it's the only thing that
have
makes
not
that thing
seen it.
sweet looking.
Oh, it's terrible. Bubba's like, dude, they're going to be everywhere. I'm like,
They are everywhere.
they're
That's the bad
awful.
thing. They are because it's a status symbol.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
more
They're
than
all
it-
over here.
yeah.
You think it's the same person, but it's not. It's
A
just,
guy in my building has one, so it's always parked in the lot.
it's the ugliest
It,
thing on
yeah,
the
and I
planet.
still go by and I'm like,
They
eh.
look better wrapped. They do.
They
I
do.
love the
They do.
stainless steel thing. I think it's pretty. I think that's super dope. But they look better wrapped.
I mean, everybody looks better in clothes.
Yeah.
But no, it's straight up. It's not attractive.
They're fast though. They're really fast.
yeah.
I had one pull up, and I have a 70 Chevelle, and it's big engine, all the whole thing. Pulled up to red light. It's me and him, and I was like, this is kind of like. It's just a cool moment. Like here's, he can smell all my exhausts and American pride, and he's over here, ding, 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 ding. And like I wanted, like I didn't look at him because I felt like I was cooler than him, so I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of I'm looking at your ride.
Right.
So I never turned. I just kind of did the old eye thing. And then when we took off, I thought he might want to like get on it or something, and he would kill me. I mean, those things are really, really fast. So I just kind of slowly, like I'm awesome.
I love the not look trick.
It's a thing, man.
It's hard to not look
It's a
though.
thing. It's a
It
real
is.
thing.
It is.
It is.
When you're in a weird car or something that really stands out or something like that, and you get your red light, everyone's looking at you, but you have to look straight and be cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But when you see those things, you can almost not. You have to look to see like who is driving it.
In the Tesla?
Yeah.
I still think that it's going to be a great vehicle for the Back to the Future reboot, which you know is going to happen one day. Somebody's going to buy the rights and they're going to do the whole reboot. And, you know, the DeLorean, as cool as it was, that was the stainless steel vehicle of that era. Now we have a stainless steel vehicle of now. So, you know, it's going to be like, Doc, you made a DeLorean. I mean, a time machine out of a Tesla. And it's going to be great, Scott. And it's going to be awesome.
It's really not bad. Your voices are pretty good.
They're not going to have gigawatts and flux capacitors in the reboot.
Oh, they're going to have to. You
Well, they're
have
going to
to.
have to,
old
like,
tech. That's
there's going to
old
be
tech.
like apps and bandwidth. There's going to be all kinds of
you-
different things.
That's right.
But you still have to have the flux capacitor. There is no Back to the Future without the flux capacitor.
Well,
You could argue
there's no Back to the Future without Michael J. Fox either.
Who says he's not going to be around? He might be Doc. Wouldn't that be weird?
I don't like that.
I feel like that's going to be a physical
Also, wouldn't he be?
problem
Well,
for
I mean,
him.
they could AI him in. They did do all this CGI
gross.
stuff, dude. They did it.
Is
with
it not
Princess
enough
Leia.
we're jingling
Don't
with
tell
AIs?
Robert Downey Jr. that he's not going to let anybody AI him anywhere.
That's what he says now.
He says when he's dead, his lawyers will be very active in that.
Okay. Well, you saw the Bruce Willis commercial, right? Okay, so Bruce Willis has retired from acting. He's got some medical issues. He can't do it anymore. They did a commercial in China. Was it in China where they did it? And they CGI'd Bruce Willis, and it looks good. It looks really good.
Did they tell him that he's fine and healthy, just like the factory workers? Did they lie and say, "Oh, he's really great.
Possibly.
Look how good he looks.
Possibly.
Look at him. He's
All right.
fine.
All right.
He's
So-
fine."
so-
and then someone goes, "That's not true."
Uncle Kracker, let's talk about, because we have to talk about it. You know, we talked about the AI stuff. We talked about the CGI stuff. What about holograms? Where do you stand on this?
Well, I thought they were like, they lasted about 30 seconds or something. Like, you don't hear anything about
Because they're expensive.
You talking about holograms for concerts?
Yeah. Yeah, like if I think, didn't Gene Simmons just sell the rights to Kiss?
Yeah, Kiss. That was how Kiss
yeah.
is supposed to continue after their end of the road. But okay, I mean, how much are you going to charge me to go watch Kiss holograms?
I'll tell you, if somebody brings Elvis back, Elvis and Michael Jackson and Frank Sinatra, you know, one night only, I'm going. I'm going for the Elvis hologram.
I like to say one night only when they could literally do it every single day.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking, okay, but somebody like you could be like, oh, hey, I'm double booked. So tonight I've got this one show in Detroit, and then I'm supposed to be in Orlando. Here's a hologram.
I don't think people are going for it.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
But is there anybody you would pay to go see their hologram?
it would have to be a spectacle.
Like
maybe
Kiss. I mean, because Kiss would, as a band, they would be custom made for that, you know, as far as, because weren't they the ones who brought out the first pyro? Weren't they the guys who pioneered laser beams and stuff like that? So I would think that.
No, I don't think any of
It's
that's
a
true.
natural-
I think everything you said is not true. I don't think they pioneered
feels
laser
like it.
beams.
I mean, they had a lot of fire and sparks.
I mean,
and-
well,
Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't get Kiss. It's not my thing.
oh, well.
I was
That
young.
is a shame.
I was young, so I just missed the Kiss thing. I was.
too.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it. Missing
Me
it.
either. It's kind of like,
I
oh,
was too
I
young
missed
for
the Black
Kiss, and I'm a
Plague, too.
rabid Kiss fan. Like, are
They
you kidding?
almost had me on the Gene Simmons, like the show, like when they just followed him around.
Was that Rock of Love? No, that was Brett.
No,
Michaels.
this was Gene Simmons'
It
Family
was
Jewels.
Cock of Love.
You guys know I'm on an episode of Family Jewels.
You're on a Family Jewel episode?
Yes, they came to Nashville, and that's when I was teaching line dance at the Wild Horse. And
What?
so they brought Gene.
Come a long way, girl.
And so they brought Gene in to line dance, and they stuck. And I was wearing a Black Label Society shirt because I'm like, I'm a rocker. I'm just trying to make money.
I'm trying to make in this 10-year town.
Uncle
And so they-
Kracker, did you know you were in the presence of royalty?
No.
So yeah, so they have me standing and dancing next to Gene Simmons, and that was in my drinking days. And so I am shuffling along like a drunk because I was. And yeah, I end up on the episode like dancing with Gene Simmons. Who then, after the cameras were done, pulled me on his lap. Which I mean, that's Gene. You expect that.
Like Satan Claus?
I mean, I mean, you know, the
Is he
knights
like
in Satan's service.
Isn't he like super, super smart, like Mensa smart?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very brilliant with money. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously.
he's and also with
marketing.
Makeup.
holograms.
And,
Holograms.
And those laser beams he invented. Or pioneered.
But we don't have anything better than holograms yet. Like,
Well,
I
they have
felt
that thing. You know, they have that thing. It's like a box. So it's like
Bitsy, like the little.
no. It kind of looks so like it's like a live. When you see like a doll and they have like a Barbie doll and it's in a box and the front is open, it's clear, you can see in it or whatever. They have like a life size of that, and you stand in it, and on the other side, it looks like you're standing in the room with them, and I saw that was a thing, but I don't know if it's taken off or not.
I mean, maybe it's just I just don't see it happening. You think that? You think that?
I would, dude. I'm telling you, Elvis does a show. I'm going.
But it's not him.
It doesn't matter. How many people have gone to see Elvis impersonators? But I've never seen Elvis. Elvis was so far ahead of my time.
But I want the Elvis impersonator that's like 3 times his size. And
Oh yeah, I can hardly walk.
That's fun,
dude,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
worst.
That's
You've been
fun.
to
Yeah,
Graceland, right?
Yes.
Okay, isn't it sucky when you see Fat Elvis's costume and you go, I can't fit into that? Dang, this sucks.
They made him look like he was such a lard ass.
It's
in
just
there,
you know
right?
what it
But
was? He had
at
this
one point,
humongous.
he wasn't.
He had huge feet. Like a face was this big around.
Yeah, because
but
he
his
loved
body
pills,
wasn't.
right?
Yeah, pills. Yeah, and
Pizza and pills.
Can we just change it to Fat Face Elvis instead of calling him Fat Elvis because he wasn't that big?
I don't. Like, going back to your thing, I don't know that Elvis is the guy I would go see.
Sinatra,
No.
Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson and
God,
Prince
no.
combined.
Oh, and they
That
fight,
would be a
and they
fun,
fight
and they
at the
fight.
end.
Maybe like Jackie Wilson.
Oh, dude,
If
I
they
would
could-
love Jackie Wilson.
I think that would be a jam.
I don't
If
know
it
who
was
Jackie Wilson is.
Jackie,
Lonely
your
Teardrops.
love.
What?
Lonely Teardrops. You don't know that one?
I've
he
heard that. Lonely Teardrop. Like oldies song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard that. I didn't know his name.
Well,
That's a hard flex you just did, Uncle
that's
Carl.
that's some Detroit Motown shit. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
What's a great? I saw you doing some Coney Island stuff or corn dogs. What are you doing?
That was that's a thing in Detroit. Chili dogs, Coney dogs. We don't have like a Coney. Well, it's called Coney Island, but there's no island.
It's just Coney.
It's just well, there's no island in Detroit. I don't even know why they call them Coney Islands.
They call the corn dog Coney Island.
It's a.
I think they're going off Coney Island, New York. I get that.
You get that, but you can't get like. But the Coney dog is not a thing in Coney Island, New York.
Do you think it's like the way they have Detroit pizza or Chicago pizza? You have different stuff. New York pizza,
It's probably
like
the
so
same
that's like
thing.
Coney Island.
So what's
dog?
on this dog?
Like they throw pickles on the hot dogs in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and,
How's Detroit do it?
well, they just put well, it depends too. So there's only like 2 like real places in Detroit that do them, and that would be like American and Lafayette. But one
Aren't they right next door to each other too?
they are, and
Yeah.
like the story is like they were brothers or something, and they got in a fight. So the other guy just opened up next door to
I
him. and
love these stories. They're not, yes.
They just throw chili at each other.
Philadelphia has the same thing with the
cheesesteak.
Yeah. You got
Oh yeah, Geno's
and
the other guy.
yeah.
They have that in Connecticut too with New Haven Pizza. It's Sally's and Pepe's because
that's
Sally
right.
was the nephew of Pepe, and he went and opened up his shop down the street
Why
on
was it
Worcester.
New
Sally?
Haven.
That would have been a better way to say it.
It was
Sally
his,
and
it was his
Pepe's.
nickname, Bubba. What you want? Like it was Sally. It was little Sally. He was doing his thing. He was on Worcester Street, and he's here.
So they put chili. Is it just chili and that's it?
They'll throw chili. Oh yeah, yep. Just chili on a hot dog. If you throw cheese and onions in there, it's up to you.
I don't know, I'm just having a hard time. Like, what's so special about that? Like, it's like the thing. It's a Detroit thing. I'm not taking away from him, but like, doesn't
Yeah.
everyone do this?
That's all we got. No, hey, poor Cincinnati. You get there, all they got is the chili.
Yeah, right.
They
Cincinnati
don't even
chili.
throw it on a hot dog down there. They're just like, we got great chili.
And it's on spaghetti.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep.
It's on pasta.
And if you get down into like Bubba's turf, Louisiana, you get into like really weird foods. Like
Like
The best
boudin.
foods.
boudin balls.
Dude, I just had my dad made me a brick of boudin. He didn't even do it. He like made this brick. He goes, just eat it like boudin. It's good. I don't know what it was, but it was so good.
Like squirrel or something, probably.
Dude, I hope. I've told these guys about squirrel for decades. Have you had it?
Well,
Yes or no?
I've spent time in Louisiana.
Okay. So have you had squirrel?
I have.
Okay. Delicious.
I mean,
Why are you so weird about it?
I don't know.
He's embarrassed because
embarrassed
it's
by it?
weird to say.
Well, any fat guy talking about food gets weird.
First off, you're not fat.
Whatever.
God, here we
What
go.
the heck are you
It's
even
Fat
talking-
Elvis time.
When you walked in, I was like, I remember you fatter, but you're not fat.
I've been fatter for sure.
You don't.
Up down.
No, you don't. You're not. What size shirt is that? What do you think that is?
What's a double X?
That's a
That's a
2X.
double
You got a
X?
Is
2X?
it? I would have thought it was an XL.
Oh, I would have said XL.
Yeah.
There's some XLs are not as forgiving as others.
How was the Chesney tour?
It was good. That was good, but I felt like everybody was hiding the entire tour. Like there was no. It was like a. It's like these because the stadiums are so humongous, so everybody's so spread out, so you don't really
The
see nobody.
people or the people backstage?
People backstage.
Okay.
You know, you feel like you're working with these guys and you're on tour with these guys, but you never
never see 'em.
No. It's just like I don't know. But I was working though. I was working a lot like in between all them dates too.
You just kind of fly and pop in and pop out.
Yeah, yep. But it was monstrous. It was huge. Like every Chesney show that I've ever done with him, he's just like
We were talking.
he's like the Elvis, like a hologram
Yeah.
up there to them people. He's like
Okay, what about Jimmy Buffett? Would you pay to go see a Jimmy Buffett hologram? I would, and you know there's a slew of parrot heads that would go. It would be like a thing, and you do like Parrot Head Fest 2030, and you promise everybody that Jimmy's hologram's going to be there. You know they would flock.
But I think you had it right though when it was when you said like the one night only thing. Like how long can you give the hologram for? Like is the hologram going on tour?
Could possibly. I don't know.
It definitely
I think
could.
with Kiss, I think that's their plan is to eventually do that. But I thought, like, you remember Tupac at Coachella?
That should be like in Vegas, like as a residency thing. That
I
would be
agree.
So
Oh, that's a
cool.
smart idea.
That would be so. And you have
Put
different
it here.
people come
Don't
out.
put it in Vegas. Vegas has enough dumb things. Let's just add the
Sphere.
Just
The
the
Sphere.
sphere is cool.
I wanna
We
s-
now
Oh,
in
you know
Nashville.
they're
We
gonna-
now have the Thunder from Down Under. That's here.
What's the thunder from down there?
Oh,
the
it's, dude, we
Australian
should go
stripper
together.
dudes.
Let's go together. We and I, we all three of me, you, Bubba, and Carson. If you want to go,
I went to a couple months ago. They have it was like the Cowboy review because a friend of mine, she runs a venue, and they're like, "Hey, this is selling out so much. We think we need to go somewhere bigger." It's like Magic Mike. And when I tell you, at 10 minutes, I said, "Can we leave? This is the most awkward thing I've ever been a part of."
why?
It was so uncomfortable because the dudes like come in the audience and they start like touching you and they're like grinding on you. And there's all these bachelorettes and
Wieners popping out.
Oh my god! And everybody's filming.
Got to warn a guy here.
Oh my god! And I was like, I'm like, oh my! Please don't make eye contact because they're just gonna come over and like, I will throw tens at you to stay away from me. It was so. I did it 10 minutes. I was like, I can't. This is not for me. I am way too uptight for this.
People throwing tens now?
Yeah, well, it's a good way to keep their attention on you or your bride.
Oh,
like if you're there with a bachelorette party, you want to make sure she's getting the attention and whatever. And then and then they take videos, and that's very weird to me because I think these gentlemen will be doing something someday that isn't this, and these women will be,
Have videos of them.
Yeah, like that's gonna pop up on their Facebook in 20 years.
Yeah,
Remember
like,
that time?
Here's your pookie all over everybody's
oh my
shoulder.
gosh, like, it's much.
You cannot be president.
Never.
These fucking
think
camera
that's-
phones.
Nowadays, none of that
No, no, no,
disqualifies
no.
anybody.
No, these camera
Actually-
phones nowadays. Do you remember being young? Do you remember how long ago did you guys start?
Dude, let me tell you something.
radio?
If
Yeah.
we
14.
started at 14. If we had camera phones back then, we would be unemployed.
Absolutely.
I mean, we were
100%.
just talking the other day about we did this thing for concert tickets where we had who would be willing to do dumb stuff, and some lady comes over and we dump Alpo. We put her in a little kiddie pool and we slather her with Alpo and let a pack of dogs eat the
it off of
Alpo
her.
off of her.
Do you know how stupid that is?
That's awesome. What do you
You
think?
know,
it was
but
awesome.
Think about the litigation. The
Now
legal,
we never thought that she could get bit. I mean, we put food on a human.
You didn't make her sign nothing either.
No.
You didn't have to do that.
No, because we didn't have the internet.
We were
couldn't
innocent
just
back
Google
then.
There's no AI.
Degrade woman with dog food. Like,
Dear Google, is this
YouTube.
a stupid idea?
yeah, yeah.
The answer, yes.
Yeah, these camera phones are something, man. I remember early days starting out DJing for Kid Rock. The only thing we had to worry about was HIV, not camera phones. That's it. That was the only thing you had to worry about.
Watch out for the cooties and you'll be good.
Yeah. Well, hey, things have changed, man, and and for the better in some ways.
Absolutely.
I
You
went to
can
go
live with
buy-
HIV now, right?
Magic Johnson. We all thought like he was he's done. We
thought
he
he
was
was-
a goner.
Death sentence.
Now I think
then-
he owns the Lakers.
He owns like everything. He owns like
I was like,
LA.
every day I'd be like, well, is this the day he's still around? Is this the day? Wow, holy cow.
and he looks
great.
awesome. Every
I
time
know.
he looks like he's
Yes.
been like entombed or what do you call that
Yes.
where you haven't aged
Embalmed.
embalmed.
Entombed.
I don't know. Don't they entomb them too in Egypt or
No,
something?
yeah, that's where they put them in the tomb.
After dead.
but like
he's-
preserved. He
Yes,
looks,
well, that's it.
that's,
Well,
that's
you know,
embalmed. Yeah,
We're fighting over nickels.
I
here.
just mean he looks young as he
he
always
looks
has.
beautiful. He's a beautiful human.
Yes.
So I know you have an album came out in July or so. Is it a? I always like you because you have you're a weird uncle. Like you have like you're
Like creepy, sad, and weird, or like just weird.
and ask weird questions and no, it's like you're country, but you're Motowny, but you're rock, but you're kind of rappy, and your hat is kind of off to the side a little bit, and the kind of a flat bill, but you wear
it's
Hank
not,
Williams
it's a
Jr.
curved
shirt.
bill.
He's got a big gold watch. Pretty sure those are veneers. I don't know. I'm just saying about you. You're multifaceted, I guess.
Well, I just do whatever feels right at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
And the hat I can't wear straight.
You just
I like
can't.
watches.
Yeah.
I like food.
Watches are the best.
I like pills. I like
What's your favorite? You know what mine is? I enjoy what is
Vitamin
today?
D?
Friday. Today's Friday. So tonight, I will take a Unisom.
That's your pill.
Is that a sleeping thing?
I think it's for something else. I'm not sure. I think it's for no, it is for sleeping.
It is, yeah.
NyQuil's not bad either.
Oh, Benadryl.
I do the
Little
Zinc
Benadryl's
Benadryl's
Quills.
good. See, now Zeke will give me the shakes.
See, I eat them like Skittles.
Oh.
I don't know
Gotta
what.
work through. You just gotta, so you just gotta fight through it. I got you.
No, I don't know what happened. And I used to be able to sleep like a champion, and I turned 50 a couple months ago.
Congrats.
But thank you. But leading up
there,
to,
man.
But probably 6 months or probably it's about 6-7 months leading up to turning 50. All of a sudden, I can't sleep. Every 32 minutes.
You gotta go pee.
That too. Just
How many
like
times a night are you peeing?
got to be 8 times a night. Just like there's no sleep.
Currently, even still?
Yeah.
Are you on a CPAP?
No, I probably should be.
You probably should be.
But they
Do you wake up really tired?
exhausted.
Yeah.
Exhausted.
Do you have a lot of bags under your eyes?
Look at these fucking things.
Well, you get one that, yeah, that thing's
Yeah.
midnight train to George over there. But yeah,
Big D preaches
I'm gonna
about
tell you
his CPAP changing his life.
I didn't want to do it because it's old people do that.
It also
Did you
said
have
it's,
to do the study?
it's
Yes.
old and
Here's the
fat
thing.
people. That's
It's-
where you
it's-
kind of get
Yeah,
pigeonholed.
and I yes. So you do have to. So you
Like
got to have
this one, like
No, man, mine are I got the little nasal pillows, so it just sits right on your nose, right here. Just kind of, it's really
It's like a
not
little
bad.
cannula that just gets by your
yes,
nostrils?
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
And it kind of fills it up there. Anyway, so you have to have a prescription to even get one. You can go buy them online right now, but you have to have a prescription for them. So
would I be able to figure out like settings and stuff on it? or
So
not?
they'll do settings for you. So they'll do like a thing and like be like, okay, so you need this much amount of pressure in and this amount of pressure out because it's ingoing. I'm telling you, man. When I first put it on, I hated it. It was like being waterboarded with air, and I was freaking out and was like really having a hard time. And then at one point, you just kind of accept it and just breathe. And then back out, and it releases and lets you goes back out and in. I used to wake up in a night 35 times in a night.
insane. Like
Oh,
get
insane.
up on like
Just waking up. So I would just be awake, and then I'd go back to sleep. I'm exhausted, and then all of a sudden I'm awake again. And I'm like, how long is it? Oh, it's been 8 minutes. And then I go to sleep, and I'm awake again. It's been 12 minutes. Oh, my God. Now I can't sleep. Now I got to pee. And I was exhausted all the time. And
could you tell?
Could I tell?
Yeah. Could you be like, man,
You know
you ain't
what?
living right over there?
Well, I think mentally I get duller.
Yeah.
Dollar?
the creativity and the quickness and all that.
What about like the exhaustion? Did like panic set in? Did anxiety set in?
Yeah, all that.
Just a
Everything you're going through.
Yep.
And so you did it, and it solved all the problems.
I'm still fat.
yeah, but you can sleep.
I'm telling you, man, I look forward to it. I really do. I didn't even know you're supposed to do this, but I even throw a little bit of essential oil in the little water reservoir, and you get a little clove smell, or you can put whiskey in it. You can put anything you
is
want.
that like maybe poisoning your body though? If you're
Maybe, I'm not
pumping
sure.
that, I mean, it's like
Possible.
mainlining. If you put the essential oils right up in your nostrils,
No, it's fine.
There was one time though, I went and I didn't do the sleep study. They gave me like this thing to put on at home. This was going back like, this was right before like the pandemic almost. So like the fall of 19. I was having trouble sleeping, and then I told my doctor, and he was like, "Well, just take this thing home," because I didn't want to go do a sleep study.
right?
So he gave me this thing I had to put on my chest and do this thing and sleep with it. all
Yeah.
night. And I send it back to him, and then they send me this CPAP thing, right? This
Oh, you have a machine.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's something still hits my phone like you haven't checked in 18 years.
So you have a machine.
So check this out. This is fall. I get it, and I fill the thing up with water, and I put it on one night for about like 8 minutes, and I'm like, "There's no way I can wear this thing." Right?
Yeah,
It's
right.
One of these.
Yeah.
So I pull it off. The thing's sitting on the side of my bed. I go on tour. Well, I come back like a few months later. I'm like, let me try this thing because I haven't slept in 3 months. It feels like.
Right.
So I put this mask back on, and I turn this machine on, and I like look over, and there's like all like this mold and weirdness in this thing, and I'm breathing this in, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like December of 19, and I get really, really sick. I'm positive it was like COVID before there was COVID.
Yeah. Bubba had that.
So I see all this mold in this machine, and I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. And then I start Googling, and then I'm like, oh, that's it. I got Legionnaires here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this is it. I'm
Yeah.
feeling
You
like
get
I'm
Legionnaires that way?
Black lung.
Yeah, with
Oh,
like
wow.
mold or something like
All
that.
the
And I was like-
spores get
and
into
I
your
did it to
lungs.
myself. Yep.
Yeah,
I
you're
thought I
fine.
was done.
Nah, you're good. Nah, you're fine.
Yeah, you can't start Googling any of that.
Oh no, it's always cancer or worse.
Or HIV. I've
Yeah.
had HIV 9 times. Nine times probably in the last like 8 months,
Wow.
just from Googling.
Yeah. That's what Magic Johnson.
Oh man,
That's what he did.
you can't.
Okay,
Google.
so get rid of that machine because I don't know. I don't trust that.
No.
the old school
Now,
that has
and
been
also you got to
tainted
clean it.
like
you
that.
got to clean like you're such a rock star.
Well, I
Just
didn't know.
using stuff and then throwing it on the side for months.
But what I tried it the night, and then I don't know, like a few days later, I ended up going out on the road, and I just came back to it, and I was like, this might be, maybe I'll try it again, and I did it, and
I think we'll talk. I think you need to like the nose pillows, not the full mask thing. That's very.
Is it much more comfortable?
Yeah, way more. Otherwise, you feel like you got like a Darth Vader kind of deal. It's that's
that thing's hard.
it's hard because you're trying to move. Are you a side sleeper
Yep.
on your left side?
Right side.
Okay,
Right side. Yeah, I gotta. Yep.
it'll be fine. I think you need another try at it.
With the nose pillows.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
got a guy actually. If you needed,
Yeah, he's got a guy who wrote the book on it.
I've got a friend
literally
who
wrote a
literally
book.
wrote the book on
on
sleeping better
yes.
and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah. What's his
he's-
name again?
Bejoy John,
He's got zero bags.
and he's here in town. Oh,
Oh, Bubba.
oh no! I don't sleep.
But,
You-
no,
I don't
you're saying
sleep.
Bubba doesn't sleep, but Bubba only requires about 14 minutes a night. He doesn't
I sleep
need
about
much.
4 hours a night.
I go to bed at 7 o'clock at night.
Well, how are you showing off like that? Like, just that's it? You don't need nothing?
I don't know. It's weird. I have crash days. Every 3 to 4 weeks, I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to sleep, and I'll get my 10 hours that day.
Well, you're taking something.
No.
So, you know, testosterone. Something's
No.
going on. Something's
God, I
happening.
need some of that.
Nad.
You ever take
Something's
that?
happening here.
You ever take some tests?
Oh, yeah.
You do? You
Yeah,
like it?
Yeah.
You get the shots and all that?
You know, they go in they just slide it right into your ass cheek there. They slit it open and
You should not say that. Say what? No.
my cheek, not my hole.
Well,
not
I mean,
my hole.
I got okay. Well, you can
they
just go ahead
just
and say
slice
that.
you open, slip it. It's like a pellet thing.
And it's like a slow release
Yeah,
deal?
yeah, Yep.
How do you feel with the first?
You
Okay.
feel great.
Oh, okay.
You feel great.
Okay.
Like energy all of a sudden.
But you're not sleeping.
No, that's the thing. Although
You're doing everything but sleep.
I did this thing last week where I quit taking like supplements and all that weird shit, and now this week, like I've gotten the most sleep I've slept.
I think a lot of that stuff is junk. You know, they did that whole like some kind of, I forget the company, and they were like, there's like not the right stuff in this. Like it's like magnesium, and it was like, this isn't magnesium. This is like something else.
Maybe it was. It might have been no-dos.
Dude, I did that one time. I brought no-dos on a road trip, and so I put it down in the side door, you know, like the little pocket on the door. So I'm driving, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to pop a couple no-dos. I reach down, and I take it. Now, you know, you're driving, so you can't do anything. And I'm popping the little package without taking my eyes off the road, steering with my knees. Take like 2 or 3 of them. I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to be cranking. Yeah, I didn't realize in the same door I had put some allergy medicine, whatever, but it was like a nighttime thing.
no.
So I'm driving. I'm like, this is not good. I had to pull over and just sleep.
How that they used to name things like no dose, but today it's heroin. I mean, it's not, but we call it no dose.
Remember there was a thing though. There was a time there was no-dos, mini thins. Remember mini thins were a big thing at one time.
Oh yeah. How about the stuff that your mom used to do? The what's the
Dexatrim?
Dexatrim.
That was speed.
That's
it was
speed.
straight up speed.
Yeah, there was a whole episode of
Dexatrim.
Saved by the Bell on Dexatrim.
Yeah.
There was that you guys made me reenact with Brett Eldridge.
Oh, I forgot.
That's right.
That's on our YouTube.
Oh, check that out.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
By the way, Johnny Roast on YouTube has said, guys, there's an ABBA hologram show that it runs in the UK in England. It's been going for a year now, and it's consistently sold out.
Wow.
So you guys...
But isn't ABBA like
Well, it's ABBA.
the Elvis of like what's that?
Sweden, Norway, whatever.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Whatever Norwegian...
I do like me some ABBA though.
Dude, everybody loves ABBA.
ABBA's really good.
I mean, I've watched Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2. And I don't even know anything other than the songs.
I like. What do you like? What you grew up on?
I grew up on a lot of Motown and AM 70s. If it wasn't Motown, it was a lot of AM 70s stuff like like B.J. Thomas, James Taylor, that type of stuff.
I do love me some James Taylor.
It's hard to beat.
Teddy Pendergrass.
He's one of
Just
those guys. He sings, and you're just like, oh, well, I mean, it's not that special. But then you're like, oh, wait a second, like no one else does
They're
that.
earworms.
They
There's
did
things...
They did a thing like probably like 10, 12 years ago, maybe on the Grammys, where they had like John Mayer come out there, like him by himself with a guitar. He's just like clanging around, like singing, and it's like ding, 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 ding. And then like he stops, and the stage like rotates, and it's like James Taylor by himself with a guitar, and it was like night and day.
It's like the you hear
And
It
John
was like
Mayer's
somebody
supposed
hit
to be amazing.
the hi-fi switch, like boom, James Taylor. Just all of a sudden, it was
Just
like
blew it out.
clearer, it's fuller, it's perfecter, but it's not perfect. It's got little edges on it, and it's soulful, but it's also, I mean, it's unbelievable.
You nailed it right there. It's perfecter, but not perfect. And that's
Yes,
the beauty
that
of...
is,
and I
man.
think that's where... If people want to battle AI, and whatnot, we've got to get back to doing music the old way. I love the little... One of my favorite
those
albums...
types of cats, though, not to interrupt, but like cats like James Taylor, like there was back in those days, though, they had to sing differently because they were singing into microphones that wouldn't necessarily either pick them up or it wasn't,
Right.
just technology obviously wasn't as far along as it is.
But everything's too perfect now.
oh.
And a computer is going to be perfect every time. A computer doesn't know how to leave the flaws in. I listen to a lot of blues, and I love sometimes you hear strings pop and you hear things like that, and you're like, yes,
Yeah.
go get it, crazy Thunderbird.
Crazy Thunderbird.
I love that stuff.
I'd pick him on my fantasy team. I know who that is.
I love all the old blues names too. Those are fun. Yeah, no
when you hear-
Thunderhead Hawkins.
Oh yeah, well, do you wear
That's Hank Jr. You got it
Well,
right
yeah,
there.
that's his blues name. But
You know what? The Almera Club. You ever listen to Hank Jr.'s Almera Club album?
loved it.
That is a bop.
It had like
good.
T-Tot on it, right?
Yes.
T-Tot, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Show me.
He came in. Have you seen the video of when Hank comes in here?
No. How
So-
do you get him in here?
Oh, dude, I don't even know. We were so nervous. when we found out that Bo Cephas was not on the phone. We talked to him on the phone all through the years for a long time, but never in the studio. And they're like, hey, he's going to visit. He's like doing like 3 interviews, 3 national interviews, and we're one of them. And we're like, okay, it's Bo Cephas Day. We're all set up. Everything's ready to go. We've done all the research. I mean, we already know it, like, you know. And his guy walks in and goes, hey, are you guys okay with cigar smoke in the studio? We're like, yeah.
The building is a no smoking zone.
Yeah, like
but we're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but when
of course.
Hank Williams
Of
Jr. walks in,
course,
there's not
of
a
course.
rule, right?
So exactly what he said. It's Bo Cephas. He could do whatever he wants.
whatever he wants. He could do a line of Coke. I don't care.
Absolutely. I get it.
And so he, have you done Coke with him?
No.
Not with him?
No.
Okay.
Not with Hank.
So he comes in and he's got a little humidifier that he carries with him from the plane.
Humidor?
The humidor. That's
What'd
what
I
I
say?
meant. You said humidifier, but you
Oh,
know, I was-
humidor. I'm sorry. Yeah,
he
humidor.
lives in CPAP world.
Yes.
I'm from Cookeville. Anyway, so yeah, he lights one up, and we're like, yeah, I'm trying to be cool. We're on. I'm just like, hey, you know, yeah, they're asking. We're like, well, of course, he can do it. And he says, dude, he just kind of cuts me off in that loud, brash voice. Icons don't ask. Icons tell. And we were like, oh, wow, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a good. He's wearing a hat that says Icon. It was great. It was great.
Fantastic.
He is full of those. He is
Dude,
full of
midway
those.
through the interview, he does this. He goes, yeah, and
Gets up and walks away.
hey, what's up? All right.
We're on the air. And he just gets up and walks over to the corner.
Just takes a call.
And just takes a call. Yeah.
I did a show with him in Hinckley, Minnesota one night, and I go on obviously first, and then he goes on, and I go out and I play Family Tradition with him, and I stay because he's got the chef sticking around to cook dinner for everybody, like after the show. This is probably going about midnight, right?
Oh, yeah. This is the guy from Louisiana guy?
Well, wait a minute. No. So he calls that Louisiana guy because he does a peppercorn sauce or something.
Yeah.
So we get we get up there, right? And all of a sudden, like this poor chef, like just wheels in like these steak dinners with like this peppercorn sauce thing, and I'm drinking like Macallan with Hank, and I'm thinking this is fucking dope.
The best.
right?
Yeah.
It's going on midnight. This poor chef walks in. He just cooked all this food, lays it down, and Hank's like, no. Now wait a minute. I'm gonna try this peppercorn sauce. He makes the chef wait so he can try this peppercorn sauce. Tries this peppercorn sauce. Oh no, that's not peppercorn sauce. He gets this guy in Louisiana. He says, I'm gonna call so and so, and I remember it being from Louisiana that makes a peppercorn sauce. He's like, would you please tell this man how to make a
peppercorn sauce?
It's fucking midnight on like a Wednesday. This poor chef sticking around.
This guy had to take his CPAP off to get the phone over. He's like, hey, what's up here, Bo Cephas? You can still hear it in the background. Okay, well, you're going to have to use real cream. And I like to use Amazonian pepper. And you got to crush them with kids' feet. And then there's this factory.
Kids' feet,
The
little.
kids' feet. You use them, just crack that cracker. And so Uncle Cracker's there too. Perfect. That's great.
Throw the kids that are making the beads in there with them.
We tell these kids that this is the souls of their relatives that they're releasing. They don't know. Don't tell them. They'll be crushed.
No pressure. No pressure.
Oh Lord, man.
These kids are over there stinking their grandma back.
So he made the chef redo the sauce.
Yes, had called some chef that he loved down in New Orleans that apparently did know how to make peppercorn sauce and tell him how to make it.
Wow.
I hope he made that chef like stand there and everyone laughed at him.
I felt so terrible for that chef, man. I was just like, but I kind of understood what he was saying. Like, man, you hung around this long to make us this junk.
He was, he got way better as it went on, and
He got more comfortable.
He got
with
more
us.
comfortable, and at the end of it, he was like he was all in. He was like all part of. We were in his crew. We were in the circle, And come to find out, he had done an interview prior to ours, and he walked out because he hated that guy. Because the guy didn't even know what he's talking about, and hardly knew who Bo Stevens was, and was asking stupid questions and
Who
playing,
puts him in that?
playing
Like,
dumb games.
Who puts him in with somebody that doesn't know who he is?
Right. What's the people who
Where's Kurt Webster at? What are we?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing? If you're going to do it, listen, there are times where we have interviews with people I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about them, and I have to kind of.
That's got to be tough, though,
It's
to bring
hard.
up like the point. So it says here you were born in a bathtub.
Yeah, it's just, but yeah, without it making where it sounds like you're reading off of Wikipedia, it's hard to weave it in and out and make it sound like you care.
You know what you do?
And
Hardest
that's right, because you don't want to come off as that guy.
No.
You should have someone on your team go and just put a whole bunch of really bizarre, dumb factoids about you on your Wikipedia page. And then like, if somebody's really a fan or not. Because if they're doing an interview and they're like, so I see that you spend your weekends in the Amazon surfing on the Rio Grande, and they'll be like, and nothing is correct.
Yeah.
No.
So that way you can kind of weed out the people,
Well, they told us you had one testicle.
right?
Every 20 minutes, you needed to check on it.
Yeah, every 20.
Every 20 minutes, so we're getting close.
Yeah.
Do we got to take
to
a
wrap it up?
Yeah, we got to take a break here.
Here, smile. I remember this one's a good one. I like this one. Yeah, it's a good one. That was a pretty good song for you, wasn't it? Did you have some success with that one? So you're from Wisconsin, huh?
Go Badgers!
I'll be right back. Go Badgers.
Yeah. Well. So are you going to be are you just going to keep touring? I guess of
mean,
course, you got bills to pay, I guess.
that's pretty much it, man. Like, well, what else am I going to do? I'm 50. I'm fucking 50.
Dude, I saw this guy. It crushed me. It's on TikTok, and he's like 20-something years old, and he goes with this guy, and he says, hey, what would you tell someone in their 20s about life? And it was this guy who's 57, and he says, imagine you've got like a ticker tape, and at the top it says 1, and then 2, 3, 4, all the way to 100, all in a row. He said, now, the average male in America lives to 75. So he goes down to 75 and he rips off 75 and he throws it away. Now he's left with 1 to 75. He goes, now I'm 57. So everything from 56 past, it is in the past. I can't do anything about it. Let's rip that off. So he rips that off. Now he's left with 57 to 75. It's about this long. Little piece of paper goes, this is my life. And I was like,
Why has he got to be so like? I know,
I'm just
real about it.
Dude, but you know what? That's exactly, I've been going through that too. And both of us, our dads aren't, your dads, you get your parents to a certain age and they get sick. Things happen. And
It sucks watching your folks get old.
yeah, exactly. Because that's Superman, that's the guy.
Absolutely.
So, just watching all this stuff, he and I have had some talks about it. And it puts everything into perspective because, we're sitting here talking going, in 30 years, that's us.
Absolutely.
So you don't have a whole lot of time.
Nope.
You got to kind of start making plans and doing the things that you wanted to do.
True.
It's so,
True.
and like
Well,
I was,
we definitely a lot
you
closer to
talked-
the end than we are the beginning.
But you
See
talked
how we did
about
that?
But you talked about 50, right? You're like, yeah, I just turned 50 and all that. When you were a kid, I mean, think about when, 20 years old. 50 sounds so old. Oh my
yeah.
God, you're antiquated.
But now I'm 50 and I'm like, fuck, 50 ain't nothing.
But
man.
if you talk to somebody my dad's age and you say you're 50, he's going to go, wow, you're still a kid. Go out and do some fun stuff.
Would you
'Cause
ever-
you're physically able.
will you ever retire?
I don't know. I just keep doing. I don't know. I'll get sick of doing what I'm doing, I'm sure, at one point. But I still like what I do. I hate touring and I like touring. I like playing shows. I like seeing people.
It's getting there.
It's the travel and
The worst.
Yeah, that's the
There
worst.
and back.
Exactly.
You're like, I did all this, and I'm going to play for an hour or whatever.
If I feel good.
If you guys are lucky, you're gonna get an hour of this.
Probably gonna have to pee here in a minute, maybe.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna hit a little CPAP here in a second. I'll be right back.
You could disguise a porta potty on stage and just have it there, and you're like, oh, it looks like he's going in for a costume change, and so you have like a whole rack of T-shirts in there. So like every time you go in for a pee break, you just change my T-shirt so it looks like I took a costume change break.
Well, you took that all the way down there, didn't you?
Dude, that's exactly what we do. I am helping. I am helping.
I tried doing that on this Chesney tour. I wanted to line the whole stage up with porta potties, and like that'd be my entrance. Come out of one of those at least, but
Didn't happen.
they didn't want a bunch of porta potties on stage. They're like,
Hey, did you ever have?
The nerve.
Did you ever have when you started singing like as a kid, I guess, or whatever in church? Well, I don't even know what your story is, how you started it. But whereas early on, because your voice, I don't know. I know that's not true. Right. This is what it says on Wikipedia. So is your because your voice is so harsh and rasping that thing.
I smoke 8 packs of cigarettes a day.
Do you do?
Not 8, but I smoke a lot of that.
You smoke, and you've been smoking for a while.
Since I was probably 11.
Oh, so that's why. Now, is other people in your family? Do they have a similar voice?
Yeah, my dad, same.
Same. Does he smoke?
Yeah, still.
Okay.
Still, he's 76, almost 77.
And he's kind of got that raspy sound.
Raspy. Oh yeah, same voice, same sound.
And it doesn't mess up you with singing.
It doesn't. And I wasn't even supposed to be a singer, to be honest.
What were you gonna be?
I was a rapper. I had my first record deal when I was 15. Kid Rock got me out of the record deal because they owed him a bunch of money, so he washed it just to get me out of my contract. And then I ended up DJing for him. And then, a few years after that, he got the Atlantic deal, and then they gave me a solo deal out of his thing. But I was supposed to make a rap record. The song they signed me off of was like this bluesy, rappy type song.
What was it called? Can we find it?
Yeah, it's called Better Days.
Oh, we can find that.
And we recorded it on an 8-track in an RV while we were on the Warped Tour in like 1998. But the record label heard this song that I did called Better Days, and at the time the big hit was Everlast, the bluesy.
Oh,
then
What
you
It's
really
Like?
yes.
Yeah.
So they thought like that I was gonna be like this bluesy alternative rappy thing, which I didn't even know what the fuck I was, other than like helping Kid Rock write songs.
I'm going to play a
and all that
little
stuff.
clip of this.
Every time I look ahead, I get a glimpse of the past. I see it half mast like a soldier's flag. That's why
Yeah, it's funny because you mentioned the Everlast thing, and I know we can't play too much of it because we'll get popped on it, but it's interesting because there was a little bit of that same kind of flow.
Yeah, like a bluesy.
Yeah.
So they really gave me that. Well, they gave me that based off what I had written on the Kid Rock record, the Devil Out of Cause album. And then they're like, well, we'll just give the deal to Kracker there. And then there was already a band called Kracker, so we had to put Uncle in front of it or something in front of it
Oh, really?
just to make it legal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Kracker.
And then I still get sued.
Oh,
They still sued you?
Yeah.
Did you win?
No, you can't win on these things. Well, so everybody files like in their home state of like Virginia or something like that, where he's probably like Elvis there. And
Right.
I don't know. It just makes you look like a douche, like I'm impersonating this band Kracker.
That's
I couldn't tell
Jelly
you-
went through the whole same thing with the Jelly Roll guy.
Oh man,
And
It's
Lady
just-
Antebellum.
And Lady,
I mean,
Lady
you can
A,
go down
Lady
the
A,
list. Yeah.
My attorney was just like, well, we'll just go. You just settle out. You give them a couple bucks, and then boom. And then you wait and see what happens, see if they do it again. It's kind of my fault because there's a bunch of stipulations because at the time, the record label was like, we'll take care of this. And they go in there and they just kind of sign off and make a bunch of stipulations. But in the meantime, I got Kracker tattooed on my arm, and there's pictures all over all my publicity photos. Everybody wants to see the arm. It says Kracker on it. But then they're like, oh, no, you're suing. You're like, because you're causing confusion in the marketplace. Because I'm trying to be just Kracker here with one arm. Like, it just,
Well, we had
Uncle
kind of the
has to be
same. We had
sound.
kind of the same problem with somebody claiming to be Big D. And again, in radio, if your name is Big D on the radio, there is confusion. So I get it to a certain level.
I do too. But I just, at the time I'm 20, 21 years old. 22.
You just want to rap. You just
That's
want
it.
to do your thing.
Like,
yeah.
you guys are making this fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, what's especially like me, like I was a DJ too, and I had that. There was other bands called Kracker in like the 70s and shit. Like I'm pulling out vinyl of different acts, And then I'm looking at them, and then
Yeah.
they're suing me.
What
and I'm
about
like,
them?
What are we doing here? Like, I'm like,
I love this band, the B Tools.
the,
What?
Sorry, the B Tools, BEE Tools.
Oh, beat. Oh, wow.
And then you get sued. I don't know why.
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I get it, but I thought, I thought it was all. I don't know. I didn't know I'd become an ATM machine for these fuckers.
So you're a dad.
I'm a what? Yes.
Oh, by the way, I did see you and your boys get a Christmas, your Christmas deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Album. I saw it on Wikipedia too.
What?
Well, I had the kids sing Frosty the Snowman with me last year in the studio, and
It's a cool moment.
just to capture like their voices.
Yeah.
So I got 3 daughters with an ex-wife that are like 25, 24, 19. And then I have 2 sons with like a new wife that are 8 and 4. So having watched like how fast that shit goes,
Yeah.
I was in the studio and I was like, well, I'm going to put these kids on there just to get their voices on there. And I wish we had like the camera phones and shit for the kids.
Yeah,
The first,
the
round of
first
kids,
time,
You
yeah.
know?
Is it weird when you're talking to like when you have a family setup like that? You have kids with 2 different people. When you talk to your daughters, do you notice the difference because it's with another mom from their personalities? Is it like, you know what I mean? Is it like weird? Like you think like, oh, our kids they're all the kind of the same, but they're completely, well, not completely, but pretty much.
Well, you see, I see a lot of myself in all of them, but you do see the X in each one of them.
Yeah.
Like they'll say something and be like, you're as dumb as your mom. Just feel like everything is just,
You say I'm as dumb as your mom.
or whatever. You'd be like, I know you didn't get that from me. Or,
Yeah.
you're just, none of my daughters are dumb, by the way. They're,
Yeah, I
but
gotcha. It's a
but you know,
joke,
yeah, just fucking on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, it's interesting because my daughters live with their mom, so they're very influenced by their mom. So it's kind of the same situation. They do a lot of the same stuff that she does, and it's natural. It's like how
It is. It comes. I don't know if it's like this. There's like this. When I got a divorce, my kids lived with me though. It was a completely different flip. Like
Okay.
it was like, because it was like I stopped touring, I stopped doing everything, and I was just like, this is it. I'm gonna
be a dad.
Yep, I'm gonna be a dad. So they all lived with me.
How old were they when that happened? About
13, 12, and
okay.
8.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
And so it was just
It's a big time.
Yep, it was a big time. It was the best time though. It was like all of a sudden you were. It was a lot easier to be a dad when there was somebody not telling you how to be one, or how you weren't being one, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really dope. I don't know. It was probably the best couple years ever. I think just
That's cool.
That's
aside
awesome.
from all the dumb divorce drama shit, but creating like that bubble where you can't let them see you sweat. You can't let them. Just everything's fine. Everything's cool, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any money. Everything's great.
Meanwhile, as soon as they walk out the room, you're going, oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be home in a couple weeks.
Be home a couple of weeks. You don't know how to make peppercorn for cream sauce, do
We
you?
have a guy.
Dude, it's so good to have you in. UncleCracker.com. You can go check him out there. Also, the tour to get you can get all the information.
All
on
the
where
new
they're
music.
playing and all that.
Yeah.
At the latest album.
Yeah, should be that. Thank you guys for having me on here, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You need us to talk more
Is there
about
anything?
music.
Is there anything you want to talk? I mean, serious. Before we wrap this up, anything we didn't cover that you want to talk about? I mean, I know we talked about a whole bunch of nonsense as well, but
We did perfect. We covered HIV. We covered CPAPs. We covered holograms.
8 HIV rounds.
Yes.
Dude, I got you on the CPAC game. I got you. I'm going to make
I
your life a
need it.
lot better.
I need it because I'm not trying to lose 80 pounds either. Like, they
Oh,
say,
no, screw
just
that.
lose it and you won't snore no more.
No. There's way faster ways to fix that. And once you get listen, when I had my first night of sleep and I didn't wake up at all, I was weirded out. Because it's like you're waking up all the time.
Yep. It's been a long time since I haven't woke up every.
And Bubba, he'll sleep through the entire. He will sleep in
I
his
don't
closet.
wake up.
He's out.
I could lay down right here, and no, it's a weird thing. I can go to sleep anytime, anywhere. Just it's a mental thing. I can go, okay, turn the switch off, and I can go to sleep within 30 seconds.
That's crazy.
But I think it's also because I don't sleep a lot that my body goes, okay, you need your
Yeah, now's the
15
time.
minutes.
Let's go.
Grab
Yeah,
it.
we're
and
in.
so it's a weird thing.
I'm so
I don't think it's
jealous.
healthy. I don't think it's healthy at all, but
I
it
think
what
it is. I think you should be able to shut it down, right? Like,
No, but I'm saying I don't think it's healthy that I only sleep for maybe 5 hours. And if I have a good long night of sleep, it's 5 hours.
what did our grandparents do when they couldn't sleep? Like,
Alcohol.
Yeah, booze.
Well, here's the other thing is that our grandparents, even their parents, they were working outside. And when it got dark, okay, let's say it's 7 o'clock at night, they are going to bed. So they're sleeping from 7 until 4:30.
Yeah.
The sun comes up,
Daybreak.
whatever. When the sun comes up, and they're back to eating again, big breakfasts, big lunches, because they're outside working all day, and it's like a dog. When you take a dog and you run it around and it sleeps well. It's literally no different. You're just expending that energy that's in your body so that your body can
I
sleep.
told you the other night I slept outside just for the heck of it. I'm like, I'm going to sleep out I have a little sofa on the patio. I'm like, going to sleep out here under the stars. It was a beautiful night. It was so cool because I woke up right before sun up. And like total natural, this is great. And so I watched the sun come up, and then I flipped over and I went back to sleep. And I'm like, this is the best ever.
Can never do that.
But
Impossible.
I slept the entire night.
No
even
way.
sleeping outside, even with the gunshots in the area. I mean, helicopters circling.
gunshots? Where you live, Compton?
Pretty close. So
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
old
all
divorce.
night, fire trucks, you name it. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I sleep through all this.
Yeah, she got a couple watches, and he's got to watch his back.
Yes.
But she's happy. That's all that matters.
Uncle Kracker.
It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, kids. No. She's not shooting at me. No. It's
Around me.
Keep your head down, kids. All right, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Are we done?
We're done.
All right, everybody, check out Uncle Kracker.
Oh, I can't. Do we have a new jingle that
No,
goes
it's
out?
the outro jingle is always going to stay the same.
Oh, okay.
It's only the beginning
Only
that
the beginning.
changes. It's kind of Simpsons-esque, Bart writing on the little board.
Oh, it changes every week.
Yeah, and then we
I understand.
go to our new
Our
classic.
end credits.
Yes. So let's go, kids. Sing it out.
This was the podcast, but now it's over.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because you can listen to the regular show on the radio every day.
It was the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
He smokes.
The Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
She does too.
The Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
The Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Say that a lot.